last 25 years, the pharmaceutical industry, major companies, have been fined some $35 billion for collusion, for fraud, and for other illegal behavior. What we're seeing right now in terms of insulin is the prices are skyrocketing. And just coincidentally, it happens that the three major suppliers of insulin seem to be raising their prices at the same exact time, at the same level. So I think you have to be very naive not to believe that there is collusion.
All right, well, if you're diabetic and on insulin, you may soon find the medication becoming a lot more costly. As one of the biggest distributors of the medicine, Eli Lilly has drastically increased the price in recent years. In fact, recent media reports say, abroad that is, say the cost is about $320 per vial, making it a life and death situation for those who may not have insurance. And now the health minister, who spoke with our April Sands today, says the rise in costs could have a trickle-down effect.
You are not sexy, big sexy. You're fat. What do you hear typically? They say, I have a little touch of sugar.
Look, the drug companies, five major drug companies last year made $50 billion in profits. They have well over 1,000 lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. They provide hundreds of millions of dollars in campaign contributions. Their job and what they do is charge the highest prices they possibly can, the highest prices in the world. Their business model is greed. There are millions of people today who cannot afford the prescription drugs their doctors prescribe. Senior citizens are cutting their pills in half. What the pharmaceutical industry is doing is an outrage. Their policies literally are killing people who cannot afford the medicine that is needed. We need major reform in the pharmaceutical industry.
If, let's say, you have to spend $6,000 a year on medication, that's a lot cheaper than $100,000 for an open heart procedure. It's a lot cheaper than the cost of home care after you've had a stroke. It's a lot cheaper than $50,000 to $80,000 a year per person for dialysis.
It's what needs to be said, according to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sant.
You are not sexy, big sexy. You're fat. Fat. You are not sexy, big sexy. You're fat.
Prices for insulin sold by Eli Lilly, Sanofi, and Novo Nordisk often rose in tandem over several years.
So I think you have to be very naive not to believe that there is collusion.